My wife said something yesterday. I called her up. I called her up yesterday and I was frustrated. I have this incredible ability to think people can get something for nothing, especially when it comes to photography, graphic design, web stuff. My wife put it to me this way. She said, because I'm a nice and generous person, I'm easily exploited. That one was tough. Some people are in business because they're good at a certain thing. I'm not a great photographer, but I'm a good photographer. I give my clients what they want, and then we can move on, hopefully, from doing a great job for somebody. Then they might tell 10 people that you did a good job, and then we move on and so forth and get the snowball rolling. When people use you for what you do and expect not to pay for it, you're now it went way beyond business. And I have a hard time sticking up for myself and saying, look, this is my business. This is how I make my money. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I feed my kids. And that's a tough pill to swallow. So the conversations that I need to have with people are going to be they have to shift. And it's nothing bad, nothing mean. I have to think differently now. Business moment. You are valuable. Your time is valuable. Your creativity and your talent is valuable. As a creative, artists, poets, writers, models, photographers, videographers, people in the creative industry, you are valuable. Charge what you're worth. I'm not going to go into market research. I'm not going to go into pricing wars, but you are valuable. It has been one of those days. One of those days where you just want to crawl under a rock because nothing went right, or the project took too long, or you had a phone call on a potential client and they kept nickel and diming your prices. And put my bag in the car. And then you've been waiting a year to get paid, and they still act like, they don't have anything. And it's almost like they just wish that time would go by and you'd forget that you owe me a ton of money for the work that I did for you because you took a gamble for your business. I didn't gamble for mine. I didn't gamble on my business. And I gave you a quality product, or the wedding that you would do for X amount of dollars, and then they wanted to pick apart your packages. That happened today. This lady was all gung-ho about hiring me. I sent her my packages, and then, lo and behold, you know, she just, oh, well, I don't need this, and I don't need that. Well, that's fine, but, you know, we can, you know, trade those out with other things that are in the a la carte options. But what it was getting down to is she didn't want to pay what she agreed to, and she wanted something for nothing, and I can't do that. I just can't. And those things bother me. That's like saying, hey, look, Walmart, I want the bag of apples, but I only want 4 apples. I don't want to pay the individual prices for the apples because those are too expensive to the bag of apples that are a lot less expensive, but I only want 4. I don't want to buy the whole apple. I only want a bite of the apple. I know that's extreme, but that's kind of the way it works. And, you know, the people that you know, they want to hire you, but they want to pay you after the work is done. Well, why don't you go to Publix or Winn-Dixie or whatever grocery store chain that you go to and say, look, I want these groceries, but I'm going to pay for them when I make the meal. Doesn't make sense. You wouldn't do that. You don't go to work and say, hey, look, guys, you know, I know that I'm going to pay you, but the business didn't make any money, so you're not going to get paid this week. How would that fly? Would that fly over pretty well? Probably not. Probably not. You'd probably look for another job, right? Or you'd sue your employer. Well, hello? And it happens more often than I'd like to admit. That people want something for nothing just because you give a good quality product. I'm a nice guy. I'll help you out. Don't abuse me. Don't use me. And my wife said it yesterday. She's like, you know what? I get exploited. I get exploited by a lot of people because I'm a nice guy. And sometimes it's just a rant. Just a rant. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. You just want to give up. You want to throw your hands up and say, you know what? I'm done doing for other people. I'm done. But you can't. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. Because on the other side of that storm, there's sunshine. There's blue skies. You know, there's a lot of people out there that owe me a lot of money. And they'll cut your throat. The first thing they'll cut your throat after you've done the work. After you've done the work. You could have a contract. You could have that sucker signed in blood. But as soon as they dissolve a company, they no longer owe you anything. And I think that's kind of garbage. But hey, it is what it is. It's business. It's not fair. And you know, you just gotta keep doing. You just gotta keep creating. Keep creating, because those big jobs, those are out there. The Nikes, the Reeboks, the big food chains. If you're a commercial photographer, if you're a wedding photographer, there's the $5,000 and $10,000 and $15,000 wedding packages that are out there that those people want to buy from you. We are going to call it a day. Why do we call it a day? Because it's raining
69. What? 49 and 69 in summer? In South Florida?
Yeah, 49-cent hamburger.
That was odd commercial. What was that joke you wanted to tell me?
Okay. Thanks for shaking me up. Did you see that?
More lightning.
Yeah. Okay.
What's your
Here's
joke?
the joke.
Okay,
The
tell
joke
me the
is
joke.
knock knock.
Who's there?
Boo.
Boo hoo.
Don't cry. It's just a joke.